Molweni manene na manene kazi na mkele kile kwinkubo ngom kribelo emzansi sisonke siza kubukela idazone okanye ekuseni ngecawa ngexesha lethu kuba sifuna ukubukela ukuba usive Nontshinga aphumelele kumlo wakhe wentshinga ye-IBF junior flyweight kodwa uza kuphumelela na azuze inshinga lo ngumbuzo. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday for the rest of the world, Saturday evening, Sunday morning early for us. We're all going to be watching the zone to see whether the special one, Sive Nontshinga, is indeed special and whether he can win the IBF Junior Flyweight Championship of the World. It's been a long drought for the red belt, that IBF World Title belt in the Mecca of Boxing East London. I believe Zolani Tete and Mabere and Kosinati Joy were the last fighters from there to hold that world title. And Azinga Fuzile tried, but he failed against Kenichi Ogawa. And now it's a chance of Nontshinga to see if he can bring that world title home. He's the main supporting bout, I believe, in the return of Juan Francisco Estrada on the zone. Estrada, of course, a junior bantamweight champion of the world. And he's fighting in his opponent's backyard in Hermosillo, Mexico. Now, he is not fighting Felix Alvarado because that is the guy he was originally supposed to fight when he qualified to challenge for that IBF title, winning the eliminator and Caberja against Christian Araneta. He will be fighting for a vacant title of Alvarado having moved up. I think that is a good thing for Nontshinga. Alvarado would have been a very hard night to crack, but he still has got a difficult opponent in front of him, and that is, of course, Hector Gabriel Flores Calisto. That's a whole mouthful of names. I see he's mostly billed as Hector Flores or Hector Gabriel Flores, so I'm going to refer to him as Hector Flores. Now, Sive Nontshinga is undefeated 10-0. Luckily for him, he's got a solid amateur grounding, unlike so many South African fighters. So he's relatively young in his pro career, but he does have solid fundamentals. I've been at many of his fights. He's a guy that likes to stalk his opponents, pick his shots, uses his power to get them out of there. He likes to go for a knockout. So he's got 9 knockouts in 10 fights. But he can also overcome adversity, as we saw against Ivan Soriano when I was commentating ringside there in the Orient Theatre with Loiso Mcha. He had to walk through some shots and his face was a bit marked when I interviewed him afterwards, but he became the first guy to stop Soriano. And then against Christian Araneta, a very dangerous southpaw, he negated the left hand of Araneta and he circled and he boxed very nicely through that fight. I thought the decision should have been a little bit wider than it was. But he gave us a very nervous moment in the last round when Araneta finally nailed him. He went down hard, but he managed to survive, stay on his feet, and win the decision. So that's a good thing, actually. We know that Sivenathi Nontshinga, he can take adversity and he can overcome. And he's also versatile. He can box or he can fight, not just one. Now, Hector Gabriel Flores, what we know of him is he's not your necessarily your typical Mexican fighter. He can fight and he can box. He has got a bit of head movement. He can avoid shots, but he's also a very good body puncher once he's in there. As we saw against Jay Harris, he knocked him out in 6 rounds of body shots. That was his big win on the road in the UK. He posted a big upset. That's why he's in this position, because Harris was a decent fighter, former European champion, former Commonwealth champion, and world title challenger. Went the full 12-round distance against all odds against Julio Cesar Martinez, a very dangerous WBC flyweight champion. So the win over Jay Harris was a very good win for Flores, and he did it with body shots. And some of his other fights, I've also seen him score knockdowns with body shots. So that's a big danger for Sive Nontshinga. I think at least at first he's going to have to be boxer like he was there against Araneta. He is shorter than Flores, but he has got a reach advantage, so he needs to pop a jab. He needs to keep Flores behind the jab, disrupt his rhythm. Flores is not the kind of pressure fighter that swarms over you and throws lots of punches. He sort of picks his shots. And you can see in his record, 20 wins, 10 knockouts, 0 losses, but 4 draws early in his career. So he tends to make fights much closer than they need to be. And I think that's because he doesn't go full blast every round. He picks his shots and sometimes he gets outworked a bit and his work rate falls away, unlike most Mexican fighters. So in his last fight, he fought a journeyman type of 8 losses and he could only salvage a split decision. He hasn't gone 12 rounds, unlike Sive. So still Flores has got hometown advantage and he's got activity advantage. Nontshinga's been out of the ring for over a year. But he does have good sparring up there in Joburg with the likes of Hector, Butler, Simpiwe, Kwangto, TJ Creel, and those guys. So he's had very good sparring and preparation for this fight. You can win in Mexico, like we saw with Hector Butler. We thought he was putting on a boxing clinic, but in the end he managed to scrape home by a single point. I think it was a split decision, and he needed a knockdown in the last round to get the decision, which I thought was ridiculous, but luckily Hector did win. And of course, years back, Simpiwe Nonkai won by IBF World Title at Junior Bantamweight, beating a huge star at the time, Jorge Arce. Now, Sivenathi Nontshinga are going to pull it off. I think he needs to, the distance is crucial. He's shorter, he's got the reach advantage, as I've said. He needs to use his jab. He needs to keep Flores from getting on the inside, because Flores is a terrific body puncher. Like all Mexican fighters, he's got a very good left hook. I don't think Nontshinga wants Flores on the inside, and when he does get on the inside, I've noticed that Flores, you know, when he doesn't change levels always by moving his hips along with his upper body and at an angle to change his height. Sometimes, as I saw in the Jay Harris fights, he leans forward of his head, and that's an opening for Sive to nail him with that right uppercut, which has been a very good punch for him. So Sive needs to start by boxing. He needs to look for openings, and he needs to see if he can hurt Flores, because he's in Mexico. He's going to need to win every round clearly, and I think he might need a knockdown or two to get the decision over cards or stop Flores. Now, Flores, we'll see how he goes against the power of Nontshinga. Jay Harris didn't bother him. It's really a fight that, if I look at the prediction leagues around the world, who the guys are picking to win, it's really 50-50. Some are picking Sivenathi Nontshinga, some are picking Flores. Nontshinga, we know, has to win decisively. Who is going to win? Now, honestly, I think it's our best chance to win that IBF world title we've had in a long time. I think Hector Flores is the kind of fighter that Sive can and should beat if he is indeed special. Whether he can do it in Mexico is a question, but my feeling is that we are finally going to be successful at picking Sivenathi Nontshinga to win this one. I think he's just, to me, if I look at the eye test, Flores is good, but he's not special. If Sive was fighting Felix Alvarado, I probably wouldn't have picked him. But he's not fighting a strong guy like Alvarado. If he does the correct things, and if he is a ring general in there, and if he does it convincingly, I think he should win. I think he's a better puncher. I think he's a better talent. I think he's a little bit quicker, but we'll see. But I think Sivenathi Nontshinga is going to win this one. I think he's going to have to knock Flores down maybe once or twice, and I think he might be able to score a knockdown or rock Flores once or twice. I'm not sure if he can knock Flores out. We don't really know, but I'm thinking this fight is going to go the distance. I think Nontshinga will be a clear enough winner to get a split decision in Mexico, kind of like Eki. So I'm going for Sive Nontshinga to win this fight by decision. But let's see. Let's all see what happens Sunday morning early on the Zone. And if you guys have watched this far, please give the channel a like and a subscribe. And please talk to me in the comment section. Tell me who you guys have got winning this fight, and what you think is going to happen. Is Sive Nontshinga going to win the world title or not? And until we see each other again, Paka Misani Izandla.